We're talking. That's all that matters, right?
We're live.
We are now live. My name is Scott Livingood. I'm here with Justin Wheeler, a good friend of mine from Peru. He is originally from the UK, as you will hear him talk. He is not a native Peruvian. Is that the right word, Justin? Peruvian?
This is the right word. I'm not a native Peruvian.
So
my Spanish is not very good, and my Peruvian is even worse. But,
mi habla español un poquito, which literally means I know very little Spanish, and every Spanish person I use that phrase with just fires away like he knows that I know everything he's saying, and I have to look at him and go, un muy poquito, like I'm done. I don't know anything else. So, but tonight we're going to go through and look at Audello. It's a new software that's coming out, and Justin and I were talking about it on Facebook, and as he put it, he was not quite sold on the software, and I said, well, you know, I got it for a very specific reason. So since I've already got an account, rather than being sold on all the sales pitches and everything else, I figured we would walk through and look at my account, just kind of some of the features it has. And Justin, as you have questions on what it will do and what it won't do, feel free to hit me up. I'm going to do my best to share my screen now, if I can figure out. There we go, screen share. And we're going to start with the Audello app. So this is the Windows app that you get when you download it. Can you see that? Does that work on your screen?
I see that well.
I mean, it's about as plain Jane as you can get. There's a big red button up here that hit record, and when you hit it, it literally does just like Easy Video Suite, if you're familiar with it. It does a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and now we are actually recording inside of Audello. It doesn't give you a lot of editing features yet, at least not that I've been able to see. It does let you drag any other MP3s that you have. So I'll let it record for just a couple of seconds more and we'll stop it. You can pause it just like you can on EVS. So if you're used to EVS, a lot of the functionality is very similar. It does the same thing. The main purpose of this is really not for, in my mind, not for audio recording, because I don't use EVS to do my video recording. I do it primarily to manage the video distribution, I guess, video handling of everything that's going on. And I see Audello being the same way. I plan on recording more than likely in Audacity, using something like Auphonics to clean it up, put my intros and outros. You'll see here, it does give you the ability to add an intro. So when you've recorded something, if you've got a pre-built, 3 to 10 second jingle or whatever that you use, you can put it in there fairly easily. You click this button and it'll ask, what file do you want to use? I don't have one already set up, at least not that I can find anywhere. So I didn't do a lot of preparation for this. You can also assign it. That's all that matters, right?
We're live.
Oh, it started.
We are now live. My name is Scott Livingood. I'm here with Justin Wheeler, a good friend of mine from Peru.
Well,
he is originally from
is that playing or is that me repeating through it?
No, it's playing. It's playing well.
Oh, wait. I've got it.
We are now live. My name is Scott Livingood. I'm here with Justin Wheeler.
There we go. I had the Hangout opened up in another.
Native Peruvian. Is that the right word, Justin? Peruvian?
Dang, where's it playing from?
I'm not a native Peruvian. You got the video open somewhere else.
That's pretty bad when you have something playing in the background and you don't know where it's playing.
I was recording that you were playing back. You recorded with Audello.
Just fires away.
Like, no. That's.
And I have to look at him and go, un muy poquito. Like, I'm done. I don't know anything else. So.
Okay, this may take a second. Did it stop? Okay. Yeah, I had pulled the hang-up up earlier in YouTube itself so I could see the broadcast page, so I could see what it was doing. And as we started talking, it started streaming, so everything started playing again. That's one of the downsides to using the same computer to monitor what's going on as you're using to broadcast, is that sometimes you get things like that happening. So fantastic. I love technology when it doesn't work very well at all. So here again is you can assign it to different places. You can see I created a playlist. I don't have any podcasts created yet. I don't have any split tests, which I think is interesting that they'll allow you to do split test. And then it's pretty simple. You hit upload. It asks where do you want to upload it. Now, I've already gone in and created both of my accounts at Amazon S3 and on SoundCloud. They also offer Libsyn. So if you have a Libsyn account, it automatically puts it in there to it. I'm going to put in this one, S3. If it's a long audio, like I pulled across about 10 hours of audio last night. It took, I want to say 10 to 15 minutes to kind of go through and process all of them. And then the thing I like about it that's kind of quick, so if you want to do quick and dirty voice recordings and sharings that make this, I think the easy part, is once you get it done inside the button, here's the share on Facebook. So you get it done, it's quick and dirty, you just want to put it out there and you don't want to spend a lot of time cleaning it up. You can share it on Facebook, you can share it on Twitter, you can just get a direct link to it if you want to put it someplace, or you can go in and it will open up your screen so that you can work on it. So let me go and stop. Let's see, stop screen sharing this. And I'm going to
sharing the link. It's sharing the link directly to SoundCloud or to Amazon S3, is it?
That I do not know. Hold on just a second. I'll tell you what link it's giving me.
Okay. I'm presuming it's the S3 or the SoundCloud link.
Actually, it's giving me an Audello link. So on Audello, it automatically creates a page for you. So I will show you what it looks like because I just copied the link, and if I can find the screen. All right, here we go. So this is the link that it gives you. It gives you a page. It's pretty straightforward. I haven't done anything to it. It's just there. You know, you'd ask about what the recording bar looks like. This is the default that I've got set up. I can go in. I don't think I can go in here because this is where it is. But on the page itself, you can go in and change all this. You can add HTML. So quick and easy, it gives you a link to the page where you've created this recording. You can put that out there, and it goes straight to Audello. So it is not your S3 account. It's not your SoundCloud direct. This is everything going through Audello, just like you create a page within Easy Video Suite, and it will go straight to there where you've got the video and the title and the buy buttons and everything else.
Okay.
So here's where you can go in and edit the player. You'd ask, you know, is the player different than what you can get? You can go through and pick several different ones, and they all have, you know, their own look and feel for which one you're wanting to do. The invisible player, which means it's going to autoplay in the background and nobody's going to see anything. So if you really want to make people mad, that's the one to pick so that they can't even turn the stupid thing off. Some of them have, as you can see here, animated entrance where it will flop in or do something fancy. You can turn on commenting so that if people want to make comments underneath it. I believe.
You can add this to any website, can you?
Do what now?
You can add this to any website.
Yes. Well, actually, they give you an embed code later on. You can actually, just like with Easy Video Player, they've got a WordPress plugin that you can plug it into any WordPress. But they also give you the HTML embed, so if you want to put it into something like lead pages or ClickFunnels or something like that, you can just dump it straight onto the page, and you don't have to worry about it. You can turn on the autoplay. You can change the color of it. So like if you pick this one, which has got the color, you can adjust all those things.
Yeah.
So and then here's one, cookie to autoplay. So if they come in, I guess the first time and they hit play, they're forced to play it, but then it's cookied so that the next time they come in, it autoplays after that. So, you know, it doesn't have what I would consider the widest range of options. I think some of them look pretty cool by themselves, and you know, realistically for a podcast, I don't know how many options you need to make it look. This one's probably similar to the SoundCloud thing that you're used to, where it shows the, you know, a little bit of movement as it's going, and you can see all those things.
So when it's saying join the conversation, that's the same kind of conversations you can do on SoundCloud, is it? Right.
It's, you know, you can. Well, this is one of the neat things too in it. They've got this thing called Voice, which if you set up in the background inside your site, it actually allows people to leave you a voice message. You can set it up to 30 seconds or as long as you want to, and what happens is they actually record and it uploads to your Amazon S3 account, but it plays back inside your Audello account. Okay. And one of the cool features I think this would be for, if you're running for a local business, right, and you're doing Facebook ads and you're specifically targeting the mobile, I think video probably doesn't play as well on mobile because, you know, it eats up people's data, the screen's not real big, you lose a lot of the nuances on it. But audio is something that they're used to. They're used to playing music, they're used to everything else. They've got a microphone, so it's not like somebody sitting at their desktop, which may or may not have a microphone. So if I'm targeting this just to local people on mobile in my town for a certain business, and I'm looking for testimonials, I could target my customers, right? Create a custom audience, send them to it, play just a brief recording and say, hey, Justin, we really appreciate your business. We would love for you to give us a testimonial. We've made this as easy as possible. All you have to do is click the voice button here, record your testimonial, and hit submit. Next time you come in, if you've done that, we'll give you a 10% discount or something like that. So to me, that's one of those features that haven't really been talked about. I just kind of ran into it when I was looking at some of the different features. I love people being able to give you feedback directly and immediately. If you're driving, I can send you a message by talking a whole lot faster than I can by typing, because obviously typing and driving is a really, really bad thing, and don't want to do that. So I think that is one of the coolest features for local marketing. A lot of local business owners I know wouldn't get in front of a camera to save their life. But if you say, hey, would you mind if I did an audio recording? We're going to do like a radio interview and put it on your website or run an ad to it or help you connect with your customers. I think audio is easier. It's an easier sell to get people to do. It's easier to set up because I don't have to have fancy lighting, because as we found out when we started doing our Google Hangout, I'm in one of my normal offices. It's not set up for broadcasting or anything else. It's just when the lighting's not great, and people go, well, I don't look good on camera, or my hair's not cut right, or I need makeup. But if you go, just talk. People are used to talking. If you can even do it over Skype, because they've got it set up inside of Skype, it records both sides of the conversation at the same time, which I think is pretty cool as well. So you get the audio bar. You can pick the different versions that you want, put the comments on it or not put the comments, whether or not it's an animated entrance, those kinds of things. Then they have this feature called a bar. I don't know how to describe it. They allow you to put all these different features underneath your audio player for viral sharing. But they also give you the feature, and I don't know if this is specifically one on your website, inside their web-based software. If someone lands on your page, so it's your landing page, you can literally put a bar that floats at the top or that floats at the bottom that has an audio recording that has the same thing where they can enter comments, they can respond. So if you wanted to do a voiceover to kind of get people introducing what you're doing, it's just one more of those touches on getting people to know you, like you, trust you. My favorite is this one right here, the PayPal donate button. So if you want to send me money, I can say I'm giving this away. Just click here, and you can still pay me. And you put in the email address. I don't know if you can see it here. The quality of it. The name of the item. Write a description. So you do all the PayPal stuff right inside here, which I think is just amazing. If you want people to give you ratings on it, so they can rate it right inside the bar, and whether or not they can download your audio, so that they can save it. All right within this nice, neat, compact little setting. And then there's obviously the embed code, which says, hey, do you want to embed this? Well, I haven't saved it, so it doesn't work. But to me, it's one of those things that takes a lot of the technology out of it. It's quick and easy. And then we go to security. Maybe you want to send something, but you want to password protect it. So you can actually send an email out to people and say, here's your link to it, here's the password, and only have people that have the password. Or you can go back in, say you send it out and you find out that a lot of people are sharing it, so it's eating up your S3 account. You can go back in and password protect it, and if you've got an email with all your paying members, say I'm sending out the email just for paying members. And again, is one of my favorites, secure this so it only plays on some domains. Which domain do you want this audio to play on? So if somebody goes and looks at your HTML code on your website and says, oh, look, there's his code, I'll just go embed it, I'll get all the benefits of what he's doing, eat up his S3 account, not mine. This fixes it so it only plays on the specific domains that you want it to. So you can have it play on one's website, and if somebody tries to take your RSS feed and dump it into another website and copy it, it's supposed to prevent it from happening. So again, it's one of those, I have no idea how well it works because I don't know how well the technology is on it. And then the timeline, which is, I think one of my favorite features that I just really got to looking at and haven't even clicked on anything yet, so this is going to be brand new for me and you both as we go through it. Call to actions. You can put a buy now button on it, so you can use this instead of doing a video sales letter. You can do an audio sales letter. You know, just have a picture down below it, have this playing, and then at a certain time, you say, I want a buy button that comes in. I need to choose at least one element to appear inside this call to action. Okay, so I'm going to put an, oh, I did. I thought I did. All right. So we can make an image that's clickable that goes to a certain website, upload a specific image. I'm just going to grab something. I hope I've got an image. Next time, I promise you, I will be slightly less prepared. Well, that's probably not a good one. We'll put it up there anyway.
So very smart, like in Scotland again.
Yeah, it says it's basically an old guy that says that's not what your mother said last night. So, like I said, it's probably not an appropriate image, but it was a great response for a flame war that was going on Facebook. You know, you got to keep those images handy. And then your buy now button, which you can pick different colors. Again, they don't give you a lot of choices, but they've got the kind of Amazon orange going on, green for go, whether or not it opens in a new window or not, and what text that you want it to say.
Okay.
Now, oh yeah, I got to put a valid link. So now I've got this file, right, that has this image.
It's not you in the photograph.
It what?
It's not you in the photograph.
Oh, no, 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 it is not me. It very well could be, though, because I have a jacket that is almost identical to that, and yesterday I had a beard that looked almost...
I thought it was you in a jacket.
No, no, no. That does look... I need to take that picture down, because that does look way too much like me. And then it asks you, when, just like the events do in Easy Video Suite, when should it happen? So you can go in and say, all right, this is a 30-second audio. I want it to happen 10 seconds in. Except I said 10 minutes in. So I need to go 0 and 10. And my favorite is, should it, pause to playback. No, I want it to keep playing because I just want them to go by because I'm going to talk about it several times. Then how long should it stay visible? Until the very end or just for a short period of time? So, if you were doing a longer audio, you can say, hey, right now I'm going to give you a special. If you jump in right now, the price is $10. If you wait till later, it's going to double. So you can build scarcity right into your audio letter. And this is my buy now test button.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the features that when they were talking about it, I was sitting there thinking from the next generation, video sales letters have kind of gotten done to death, and, for the most part, they're words on a screen. Audio on mobile, I think, is going to be a bigger movement. You can also do opt-ins, so you can capture email addresses and everything else. You can have them put in a password. So, like halfway through it, you could have it password protected. That says, hey, if you'd like to get this, the rest of this is password protected. Opt in here, and I'll email you the password so we can finish listening to it.
Yeah, that's clever.
So those were the things that I really liked about it, just from straight up. And then, Josh is always doing a great job on the stats. I don't have any stats because I don't think I haven't got anything that's been played yet.
One of the things that, from a podcasting point of view, what makes it, I think, appealing is the fact that once you've recorded your podcast, it's then meant to submit it to all the different, iTunes and Stitcher and a few of the others.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I haven't even clicked on the podcast button yet, so I have no idea what it does or how it even works. So, if you've already got one, you can import it. It'll pull it in and ask you, is it a feed burner? Do you have an RSS feed? Is it Libsyn? Is it WordPress? It'll pull it automatically in here, and it'll import all your files into Audello so that now you can use them again. Just like Easy Video Suite would from Easy Video Player. It would pull them in. Now, the one thing that I don't think people have recognized yet is if I have an RSS feed to your podcast, I think it'll be fairly easy for me to pull it straight in here. I don't know that, if I know your FeedBurner link, I don't think it asks for a password or anything. It'll just pull it in there. So
there's a URL that you can use to get the RSS feed of any podcast.
So that may be something that DCMA
on iTunes. I mean, the question is, why are you going to want to? And if you're importing a podcast into an Audello player, then effectively you're promoting somebody else's podcast, and you can't. In a podcast, typically, promote that person fairly well. You'd have to have a fairly good reason to do it.
If I'm selling from a Black Hat standpoint, if I'm selling a product and I want to get some social authority to it, right? I go pull in a Tony Robbins podcast where he's done 5 or 6 audios, and I put them up above it and put the Buy Now button below it. I don't see many white hat uses for it, but I do see a lot of black hat uses for it. So, but creating the new one, it's pretty straightforward. It's going to ask you where your files are hosted. Says it creates the feed for you, so it controls that all that information, and then it shows you how to submit it to all the directories, which is, again, that's what I like, easy, because my last one that I set up, I remember spending hours trying to make sure it got into iTunes and didn't realize, again, that once I moved my website, if I didn't copy all the files, then it screwed it up. And I told you, I wanted to do a podcast on business lessons from video games, and I think I've come up with a good name, but if anyone's got a better one, I'm going to call it Business Lessons from the Man Cave.
Business Lessons from the Man Cave.
Right, because that way I can also use sports, I can use pool, darts, video games, beer, just about anything you want, and talk about it from a place where other people can connect. I started roughing one of these out several years ago when I was playing Call of Duty. You ever played Call of Duty?
I've never really played video games. I've just
video games.
Life.
Justin, I'm gonna have to come to Peru and educate you, man.
The trouble is, as soon as you start playing video games, you just lose. You just lose your life.
Yeah, but you can always restart. That's the great thing. You just hit a button and you're alive again, and you get to keep going. But in Call of Duty, one of the things that I found out after playing it for a while is that it relates to life a lot. That that things get harder the further you go into it. The more skill you get, the more difficult the game became. So it was, when you're first learning, it gives you all the leeway in the world, which is kind of like we are when we're in high school, right? We think it's tough in high school, but what we really find out is we got all the benefits in the world. That you really need a team if you're going to do well consistently. You can't do it by yourself. You can do okay, you can do certain things, but if you really want to score the high points, you got to have a team with you. You got to have somebody to help you out. That you're going to make mistakes, and you need somebody to cover you to make sure you do those things. So it was an idea that really just started kind of kicking around in my head, and I went, oh, that's pretty neat. Now, the one thing I don't think they've figured out yet, I know on SoundCloud you can do multiple submissions, right? You can submit it to multiple categories. Is that correct? Because I know you've got a SoundCloud account.
Yeah, no, I haven't used it. I haven't used it very much.
Then you probably don't know the answer to that. Somebody had asked that question, and they didn't, I don't think, give him an answer because I think they were still trying to figure it out. So mine would, I don't know, business news, I guess. Names and hot. Yeah, we'll go with business news. My name. So nobody spam my email, even though it's up on the screen. But we're going to do this as we go. We'll see how it works. Business lessons from the man cave. Deep.
Probably need to have a podcast ready.
Yeah, you really want to be, I guess it does. It says URL for your podcast. Look at that. It's going to ask for websites and everything. Oh, we'll make it up. We'll see how far it goes. From video games and sports applied to the wide world of economics and business. I cannot spell to save my life.
And really, it's my podcast.
Do what?
I'll give you the link to that. Get into my podcast in.
Sure, I'll put yours in there. What is yours?
Pretty dreadful as podcasts go.
I'm planning on fixing it. If yours is really dreadful, it'll give me a good excuse to make sure mine gets done.
Now, where did I put the? I can't find the chat. The URL for my podcast is soundcloud.com. /
Okay.
Justin-Wheeler-6, number 6.
That's sick. The number 6.
Yeah. / episode-1.
Ampersand.
/episode.
Do what now?
Hang on. I found the chat window. Hang on. There we go. Paste it in there. It'll be easier.
No, now I gotta go. Oh, there it is. All right, so copy that link address. Yes, that does make it a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
I've done that earlier. Business, video games, football. It doesn't have any adult content, does it?
No adult content.
Okay. Select an image. Great. I'm going to put my old guy image up because that's what I got handy.
Not square, Hadley.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you already have... Oh, you know what? I just realized that URL they were asking for is what's your website?
Oh, right.
Not the first episode. So, American Business Weekly, which is eventually where this is going to go. Yes, I already have it. Oh, you know what? It's not going to ask for your SoundCloud. All right, we'll just go with this one. So it's been created successfully. I'm not going to submit it because obviously I have tons of work I need to do to fix that. But, you know, relatively speaking, that was pretty quick and easy.
Yeah.
To set. Oh.
What's going on there?
Every time I move over it, it jumps and does all kinds of crazy things. Just the edit settings one does. That's weird.
The settings, so when it jumps. Anyway.
Yeah, when I go over edit settings, the whole screen starts moving on me.
Okay, that's strange.
So maybe just a glitch because, you know, he still hasn't actually launched this thing yet.
He's launching it officially tomorrow, isn't he?
That is my understanding, yeah, that it officially goes tomorrow. If you were an EVS or an EVP customer, he sent out a link today that you could buy it and get in early. And then the audio bars that I was talking about, it allows you to do at the top or bottom of your website for it to play, which, you know, I've always found those interesting. Like when you scroll down, if they had the social share buttons on the left or the right side that scroll with you, kind of keeps your eye on them. I thought it was interesting that he included something like this in it. To put these on there. And, you know, I will say one thing, that when he first launched Easy Video Player and Easy Video Suite, I thought the training videos left something to be desired in some cases, that there were gaps. The training videos on this have been step-by-step, so easy to follow that I didn't have to think. I mean, it was, I think I did this with my mother, and she would be able to do it.
Yeah.
Even how to set up an S3 account if you don't have one, where to go get your credentials step by step, click here, click here, click here, and it's pretty neat. So
he definitely creates very good products, Josh, actually, it has to be said.
Do what?
He definitely creates very good products, I think.
Yes, he does, and I think that the training videos on Easy Video Suite have gotten better. When they first launched, they were the product was fantastic. The training, I think, improved over time. This one, the training is rock solid, and I think the product's going to improve over time.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. So there's two different versions of the product, isn't there? There's a standard version and a commercial version. Is that right?
Yeah, and the biggest difference is the commercial version gives you 3 features, and I can only remember 2 of them off the top of my head. One of them is you get rid of the powered by Audello at the bottom of your pages. You can sign up clients underneath it so you can manage theirs. Right now they've only got 5 users you can create, but I talked to them in the support room, and they said that if you needed more, they would let you create more. They didn't have a problem with it. And I cannot remember what the last one's. There's a third one. Powered by. I don't know.
But the powered by only shows on the Audello page that you use, not necessarily on your own.
Well, I think if you use the embed code, it will still show up in it right below the player, like powered by Audello. Kind of like it does when you use, like if you use Easy Video Suite and you don't click off the watermark, it puts powered by Easy Video Suite on it while it's playing it, kind of as a subtle watermark at the bottom.
Okay. Do you have the premium version or the standard version?
I got the premium version. I tend to, if I'm going to buy something, I mean the difference was I think $100. This is the advantage
of working in the world of accountancy, isn't it? So you make far too much money.
Well,
the rest of us poor saps can't afford the extra $100.
Launch your plugin. You've got one coming up very soon. Just launch it, and you can afford your, the extra $100. So, but this is the audio bar. I want to show you and finish it up. One of the things I liked about it, and because this I did look at earlier, was if you're wanting to use this to get somebody to say like your Facebook page or come to join you on LinkedIn or somewhere else, you can put in the text and have it a clickable link inside the thing. And then here's also the voice messaging, which again I thought was so powerful, especially if they're visiting on a mobile phone. I hate, maybe it's just me, I know my son, he texts like a madman, he doesn't even have to look at his phone, he can, but I text like a third grader drunk on too much scotch. It's the words kind of all slur together and nothing makes sense, and people send it back to me and go, what? But I think this voice thing is huge, that they just click it and they can record a voice, because on mobile, they've got the microphone, they've got everything there. I don't know that it works yet, that's the only thing. Because you can put different messages here, contact me, contact support, get in touch. And when you preview it, you can see up here at the top of the screen, right? Here's the text that I put in. Click here to like me on Facebook. Click here to leave a message. And as you scroll down the page, well, there's no place to scroll on this one, but as you scroll down, it stays with you at the top. So it's always there in front of you, which that's, to me, you can do it if you got certain WordPress plugins. But this is, I think, brain dead simple, because using their plugin, you're supposed to be able to do a different one of these for every page. So if you've got a 10-page website, you can have one that says, click here for support on your support page, and it takes them straight to your, say, your Zendesk account, or to Sonic Reply or whatever you're using for your help desk.
Yeah.
You can have one that says, click here to upgrade. So if it's inside your membership site, you could have this floating there, and if they haven't purchased the Gold Premium Deluxe Edition, you could have it floating up there that says, hey, as part of our membership, we're going to give you an ongoing discount that you can always upgrade to the Super Premium version for 20% off of what you can anywhere else. Just click here and have it take you to JVZoo or to eJunkie or whatever you're using as a checkout bar. That to me was really cool, and being able to just, and then all you got to do is click the copy embed code. It copies it straight to your clipboard, and you go and say, hey, let's paste it inside of a HTML file. Because as far as I know, the difference between this and a WordPress plugin, if you're not using WordPress, because I know a lot of people still don't, and on sales pages, a lot of times WordPress doesn't make a lot of sense. If you've got a lot of traffic coming to it, WordPress can bog down, whereas an HTML file, it's much cleaner. There's no database getting hit. It'll survive the traffic a whole lot better. It's quick and easy. Always surprises me when people come into a couple of groups of men and they're like, I need something, but not for Facebook. I can't. Not for WordPress. It has to be HTML.
Yeah.
So I thought that was one of the coolest things that he had, that you can go through and just quickly, and then if you want to put it at the bottom of the page instead of the top of the page, you can quickly do that as well. And now all your code's changed, and It's floating so far down at the bottom of the page you can't see it here. Well, no, I didn't preview it. So now it's down at the bottom of my page. So on one page I can have it at the top, another page I can do it at the bottom and have different ones going in.
Yeah.
And in the last feature, since there's only like 5 things over here on the left, is split testing. You want to determine which one's most effective. It will rotate them through. So you can split test and use different audios. So if you're trying to do a different audio sales letter, it's got split testing built in. Obviously, I haven't tested it because I don't have anything up yet. So this is probably the most in-depth you're ever going to see from a completely empty account.
Yeah. It's got some nice. It's definitely got some nice features, hasn't it? I can see there being, and I kind of thought it was purely for podcasts.
No, if it was purely for podcast, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I mean, just to be honest, because I know the likelihood of me actually getting my podcast up and running in the next 30 days is slim because we've got so much going on in my brick and mortar business. It's something I want to do, but I probably wouldn't have bought it right now.
Yeah.
But because of what I can do with other features, and I think I'd mentioned, and I'll go ahead and tell some people too, I bought some PLR recently that's pretty good PLR, but it's all audio files. Didn't realize it when I bought it, and it's like, 40 hours of audio files. And I don't know what to do with 40 hours of audio files, but it's all listed in nice...
getting it all transcribed.
Yeah, eventually I'm going to, but, if I can sell the audio, the problem was I just didn't have a way to quickly put all the files up there. So what I did was I went in and made a playlist, and here's all the files. I just dumped them all in there. So I pulled in all my files right here.
Yeah, that's clever.
Created them all. The one thing they don't have right now, like right now you can create a page from an individual podcast or an individual audio file, I guess. So you can go through and create the different looks just like you can in EVS. You can put HTML above it and opt-in. So you can create an own, think of lead pages, right? It creates its own file. It stands by itself. It's delivered by Audello. So even if you don't have a website, if all you get is a domain and do a redirect to your Audello account, you can create a sales page, to do JVZoo reviews. I could review your upcoming plugin audio and talk about how great and wonderful you are as a trainer and a coach and blah, 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 and you're just wonderful. And I could create a page on this, redirect a domain to it, and send people straight to your page through my buy button. I just put in my JVZoo affiliate link on it, which I think is pretty cool. Now, what they don't have is a playlist page, which I'm wanting them to do, because when you create a playlist, it gives you all your stuff right there together. So here's all your files right down the left. You can go through them and play them one right after another. It's all on one page. I can embed that into a single page protected membership site, or even a lead pages site or a ClickFunnels site, and just dump their code in there. And when I add to that playlist, it automatically adds to where it's going. That I want to be able to do a page from this though on Audello, so I don't have to go use all those other things. And one of the things, are you familiar with Nanocast?
Yes, I don't use it, but I'm familiar with it.
One of the features that Nanocast has that I've always found to be fascinating, because I have no idea how they do it because I don't know of anybody else that does it, is they allow you to do a premium podcast within their service. So they set you up through iTunes with your podcast, and as long as somebody is paying monthly, they get access to your podcast. And as soon as they stop paying, they cut off access to their podcast.
Yeah.
I think from a membership site, it's built into a podcast. Josh says it's on their checklist somewhere down the line. It's not available now, but hopefully will be soon. And that's the only downside to this too. I use an Android phone, and they don't have an Android app yet. They do have an iPhone app because I think Josh loves iPhone better, or Steve Jobs paid him a lot of money in a former life. He says it's because there's 18 billion Android phones out there, and you have to manage all of them, and there's only 6 iPhones that anybody cares about. So it's easier to make sure it works solid on an iPhone. It's supposedly coming, but so's Easy Video Suite for Android, and it's still not available. I may end up buying an iPhone just to get their Easy Video Suite app so I can do video and podcast straight off my phone and not have to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
And then, as always with his software, he's got the stats. You can go look at an audio file. Again, since I don't have anything that's playing, you won't see anything, but it's a breakdown of like where it's being played from, where it's been embedded, so you can see what websites are getting the plays. So if you're taking a podcast and putting it on, say, 10 different websites, trying to figure out which market it really resonates with, you can see where you're getting the plays from, and then which podcast apps. So if it's being played on iTunes, or if it's really popular on Stitcher, or if it's really popular on, what is that, Pocket Cast or other sites. It lets you know kind of where things are going on.
That's clever, isn't it?
So it's one of those things that, yes, everybody's talking about the podcast capability of it. In my mind, that's the easy stuff, the low-hanging fruit.
Well, I mean, the guys who are doing podcasts, and the guys who are doing well with podcasts, the John Dumases of this world, so the Pat Flynn's. I mean, this kind of information would be really, really valuable because I don't think you get very good stats on iTunes at all in terms of how much people are listening to and that kind of thing.
I don't know. Pat's got his own. He's got one. It's called a Smart Player, I think it is, for podcasts that he released a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. It is not cheap. Just his podcast player, which doesn't have all these other features that this does, is $297. And it's not available right now. So, the price is very comparable. His is mainly a really nice player so that you can display all your stuff neat. I think this one, it still has some room to improve on the appearance side, but the stats behind it, when people drop off, that's one of those things that people really need to know. When are people leaving? How long do they do? What countries are they playing it in? How many people are liking it? All the different things, what's your average rating? That's the kind of stuff that I'm a stats guy, so I get excited about that kind of stuff. And when you pop it up and have them do different things on your page, how much are they interacting with it? Are they responding to those kinds of things? And then you can also compare one video to another. So if you're doing those split tests, it'll help you look at it and go, okay, which one's really doing better? Do I need to get rid of this one or redo that video?
Yeah.
And I mentioned the hosting. They do Amazon, SoundCloud, and Libsyn. So it was dead simple easy. I'm fairly technical, but even for me, it was like, okay. And then the extra services are the voice, which is what lets you go in and actually have people upload to your S3 account, which I thought was just one of those features that when you see it, I've not heard anybody talk about it yet. I think it's going to be one of the critical things to this because there's a couple of them there's one called VoicePipe, which allows you to do something similar that I've seen on a lot of people's websites. I want to say Tacky Moore had it on his.
VoicePipe or SpeakPipe?
SpeakPipe, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Let's go.
I think it's SpeakPipe.
Yeah, SpeakPipe. And, when you go to sign up for SpeakPipe, it's I don't have an account.
I have an account.
Well, I have a free account, but if you look at what their pricing is, it's $7, $12, $40 a month. Now, they give you free storage, but let's be honest, how much does Amazon S3 cost you for storage?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I got, 150 gigabytes of stuff on there, and it's $4 a month or something for storage. It's, to me, if you're using SpeakPipe, it's worth replacing it with this just because it gets rid of all that stuff and you get to go with one setting. And then there's the sub-accounts. You can create new users and give them access to just files, just podcasts, just playlists. So if you want to have a VA do all this for you and you don't have to mess with it, you set them up and give them access to certain things. Maybe they don't look at the stats or the split test, but they go in and create your podcast and take care of all that for you. And right now, it only gives you 5 total, but like I said, they did say if you had a reason, they would upgrade you and give you more.
But could you give one to a client? The client would have access to their files, and then you'd have access to your files.
That's a good question, and I didn't get a solid answer because if you use Easy Video Suite, and I'll log into mine, they do that right now. They give you that access. When you go in and set up users, when you go to create a new user, it says, what do you want? you can do a manager, a client, and a user, and it gives them different access based on what level. I'm hoping that's what they do. They don't have it today because, let's see, when I go in and create files, oh yeah, it does. When I go to create files, I can say which folder they get access to. So if I have Justin's files, I could give you just access to that one folder, and that's all you would get.
Okay.
So yeah, you could give a customer access, and he would only have access to his folder. The 4 limit is an issue with me. If I'm going to get clients to do this, I'm planning on getting more than 4.
Well, I presume, I don't know what they do. I can't remember. The pricing is $297 a year, isn't it, for the premium account?
No, right now during launch, it's a one-time thing. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, $297. Or $297 for life, or for the life of the software. So presumably there'll be an Audello 2 in about a year's time, like there was an Easy Video Suite, Easy Video Player 2, and Easy Video Suite.
Probably. I'm not sure what you could do with Audello, though, to upgrade it, since it's already starting out basically as Easy Video Suite, and he's not had an Easy Video Suite 3.
The thing that would make it the killer app is if it also included what Orphonic does.
Yes.
Orphonic's very expensive now.
Yeah, I noticed that, because they used to be free, and they still are up to what, a couple hours or something?
Yeah.
But I noticed that they had gone premium. I was wondering when they were going to go premium because, I mean, what they do, if anybody out there has not used them, Auphonic is absolutely amazing. It lets you do intros and outros and cleanup, edit, and everything, all with presets. And it integrates to a bunch of external services as well. So you can put in things like you can put it into a Dropbox and it'll automatically process it for you. They do SoundCloud, Amazon S3, the whole 9 yards. So it's pretty neat in what they give you, but now that their pricing is...
They got a podcast hosting system with full Auphonic integration.
Right now you get 2 hours of audio free, and then after that it's... I don't know. These are in pounds, right? 9 pounds. Is that 11?
Euros and dollars.
Yeah, so 9 hours is $11. 45 hours. You're paying $1 an hour. It's hard to argue that $1 an hour is expensive, considering what it does.
Yeah.
You're just being cheap, Justin. You've been living in Peru way too long.
Suddenly, that's certainly probably true.
But yeah, if they had this kind of functionality built into Audello, I would say it would be the absolute ultimate, perfect, nothing could replace it kind of app. And then you can also do the metadata, very simple.
If you look at Auphonic now, they've got podcast hosting system with full Auphonic integration. Which is new on their external services. You've got Podlove and...
Yeah, neither one of those are cheap hosting, by the way. I went and looked at them when they first integrated them.
Podigy.
And they're, Podlove is this nice WordPress plugin, but when you go look at it, it's not... Again, it comes down to, it's just, to me, it wasn't easy. Because I still had to go set up other places, and... I like easy because I know if it's not easy, I'm not going to use it. And not using it doesn't really help you any.
Yeah, Audello, I mean, actually, if you have to be fair, I think Audello does look very, very impressive. And I had no idea. I had purely thought it was purely for podcasting, for all I'd seen of it.
Well, and like I said, that's what everybody's talking about it before, because it's the next thing in podcasting, because podcasting's hot. You got John Lee Dumas. And that's one of the things I was going to show you is in here. They have some pretty nice functionality. When I talk about the guides that they have, they're pretty straightforward. They're very easy to do. How to record Skype calls. For a lot of people, recording Skype calls is an issue because getting the other side of the conversation, the audio tends to be messed up and everything else. If they had a way to record Google Hangouts, I think it'd be awesome as well. And then we get both of our conversations, and I can dump it straight into Audello. Now, I know I can download the YouTube video, and I can go strip out the audio using Camtasia or something, but that's a pain. And again, I don't like pains. I like easy.
Yeah.
Simple man, you know. I like things easy.
Yeah. I'm going to go and buy it, man.
Do what?
I have to go and buy it, mate. You're very annoying.
Well, I'm sorry. You just asked, and I thought I would, you know, because you had made the comment that you were not sold on it.
I was going to save myself $297.
I haven't seen this, so they have an exclusive offer for podcast themes. If you want to get a web, I hadn't seen that, so I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to go away from that real quick.
And now I think I am actually going to have to go and buy it because I think that I really like the.
Well, if you're going to buy it, go ahead. You know, you're an EVS subscriber, right?
I am an EVS user. I do get a discount, I think. Yeah.
Right, you get a discount, and you get to buy it early, so you can go buy it tonight. Now, they did say that if you wanted to buy the standard, they'd upgrade you to commercial later. They just wouldn't guarantee what the price is. It'd probably mean the difference between the normal price and the full price, so you wouldn't save any money on that. But
I reckon that I can probably sell 4 of my clients on $60 a year. For access.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things that it doesn't take much before you break even, and then everything else you use it for is pure profit.
Yeah, and I like the idea of being able to record Skype conversations because I am planning on starting podcasts. I've done one. I wasn't very happy with it, but I will be doing more. And it sounds great for that as well. In fact, maybe when we finish this, I might try and persuade you to do a very quick Skype call with me, so we can test that too, see what that's like.
I've never recorded off Skype, and I'll just go ahead and warn you, I've got Windows 8, and Skype is a little buggy on Windows 8. Have you got Windows 8, or are you still are you a Mac or a Windows 7 guy?
I'm waiting for Windows 10.
Yeah, Windows 10 has got to be better than Windows 8 because Windows 8 is one of those things that Microsoft, I'm not sure, fully thought through what they were doing. Because it's all these little tile apps, but to make Skype work fully, you also have to download the desktop version. So you get an app version of Skype, and you have to have a desktop version of Skype. And
you don't have to use the app version. You can just use the desktop version.
Yes, you can just use it, but it doesn't come with it. It comes with the app version. And until you go Google and search and go, why can't I do all this stuff, and find, oh, look, there's a desktop version as well. You know, it's one of those stupid things Microsoft did that makes people cuss them and go, you people are idiots, and why they're skipping from, they went 7, 8, and now they're going to 10 because they want to convince people that they're so much better.
I think it's I don't know. I like Microsoft actually.
I do too. I mean, I love Windows. I use Office every day, but every other version of Windows has been a disaster. You know,
that's what they say. But in fact, I don't know.
I mean, Windows XP was fantastic. Windows 95 and 98 and ME could all be taken out and, you know, beaten with a stick. Vista was okay. It was a little buggy. 7 was pretty decent and stable. 8, it's just, I think the change was too much with all the tiles. And, like, I don't have a touch screen, so all the little fluffy things serves me no purpose. I can switch the screen all I want and nothing happens. I will say I bought a small laptop, one of those little fold-in-half kind, that you can, you know, flip over and use like a tablet.
And the Surface?
No, not a Surface. This was an actual laptop with a full Windows 8 screen on it, but the thing actually folds around and connects.
Is that the Yoga or something?
Yeah, I mean, it was cheap, and I needed something while I was traveling, and I didn't have anything else with me, and I was like, I got to get something. So I'm asking this guy, I need the cheapest thing that'll run Office, and he tried to sell me a Surface, and I'm like, well, how much is the Surface? And he goes, oh, they start at $800. And I said, maybe you missed the part of I need cheap. I just need this thing to, you know, like browse and run PowerPoint. That's all it needs to do.
My next computer will be a Surface.
Really?
Yeah.
I will admit, those are pretty nice. They're light and slim, and my current one is a 14.5-pound monster, so it is.
Yeah, my laptop is stupidly heavy.
Yeah.
My next computer will be a Surface, but I probably won't get until the Surface 4, maybe the Surface 5. So I'm in no rush to upgrade a new computer. That's what I will get. I think. Assuming this
And the surface looks nice. I mean, they've done a lot of good work on it and seem to be working out the bugs on it. And if you're going to travel and have something light, that's definitely the way to go because those things are amazingly thin and useful.
They're phenomenal, I think.
When I play video games, it just doesn't have enough graphics power. That's why I got this monster was because
I thought it did have enough graphics. I suppose you're a bit of a hardcore gamer, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have 64 gigabytes of graphics RAM and 250 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know what I got on it, but it makes coffee for you in the morning. It'll wash your clothes. It'll iron them for you. It does all that stuff. It's amazing.
Excellent.
Yeah, and
right. So you logged into Skype.
Do what?
Are you logged into Skype?
I am not. Let me pull it up. Let me go find the desktop app first. That'll probably be the first thing I have to do.
Hang on. If I can do that, I need to going to cause all sorts of chaos with the Hangout running at the same time.
I was going to say this will be interesting. We're going to have Skype running and a Hangout running all at the same time.
We also have the recording. And all I want to do is plug my headphones in, so that way I don't have the audio playing over the.
Yeah, you might get some feedback.
Yeah, let's do that. That's better. That makes more sense.
All right, Skype just opened up. Yeah, there we go.
Skype just opened up. So let's try and do a Skype call with Audello.
Yeah, I just got to figure out how I'm supposed to record with it. Maybe it's just in the app. File, settings, quality. So like within the app, you can also say whether or not you want to record system audio, which I think I need to do to get both versions of Skype.
Maybe that's what you need to do.
Yeah, so let me see if I can find you.
I've got you open. No, I've lost you now. Here you are. I've got you here. That's Facebook.
Oh yeah, look at that pretty picture of me. Man, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's very good.
All right. So nobody spam my phone number either. So I'm showing it to the world here. I'm doing the full kimono here. Let me plug in my headphones.
Yeah, I'm calling you again.
All right. Can I still hear you?
Yeah, I still hear you.
Okay. Fantastic. So are you calling me?
I think in theory I'm calling you.
In theory?
Yeah, I hear you. Playing voice message greeting I'm getting.
Oh, so it went to voicemail? I wonder if I have mine set to where I'm not in...
Oh, try to call me.
Your hair's like mine. That's an older picture, isn't it?
It is an older picture.
All right, so it says it's calling you.
Yeah. I just can't see it calling me yet. Oh, hang on, what was that?
It may not be able to handle the Hangout and everything else that we got going on.
That's really annoying.
Okay.
You've got to adjust the reader's voicemail.
Nope.
My voicemail too. That's ridiculous.
Oh wait, now you're calling me.
No, I'm not.
You are?
You
hear me?
Oh, hello. Hang on.
Well.
No, have I answered you? I've answered you. Am I calling you?
I don't know.
I got you on my cell phone, right? Hello? I know you. I got you on my cell phone.
Okay, well, I guess I'm on Skype on your cell phone, so...
You're on Skype on my cell phone. That's fantastic.
I'm going to try and record both sides of this using this, so we'll see how well this works.
Here we go, yeah. So I'm listening here. No, look at that.
And I'm looking at
And
myself.
I'm looking at myself talking to you. This is very something. I'm like watching the Hangout.
This may be the
I'm not
most convoluted thing I've ever seen done. I need to change my audio settings so that
I am confused.
there we go.
No, that's very good. I don't know how that happened.
All right, maybe that'll cut out some of the audio drag. I have no idea, but that was interesting. You called me, I called you, then your phone rang. So somewhere we were meant to be talking. So
yeah, exactly. How is Audello recording it? This is the
so I've got Audello recording it. It's at about 50 seconds, as you can see here, and
yeah.
I don't think it'll take long for we'll figure out whether or not this thing worked, and we can play it back. And what I'll do is I'll upload it, create a page for it, and I'll give you the link to it, and then you can go to it and listen to the quality of it, because that'll probably be easier than me trying to do Hangouts over our Skype recorded conversation. This may blow its mind, getting signals from your cell phone, from Skype, from Google Hangout, and everything else. I'm not sure. So, all right, I'm going to drop your Skype call. I'm going to stop this. And,
no, exactly. You gonna start that?
Yeah, I'm still here. That was an amazingly good connection.
I need to stop my Skype. Hang on, I need to plug my headphones back in again so I can hear you still. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So this was what we just did. We're going to assign it to, we're not going to assign it to anything. We're just going to upload it straight to my S3. Boom, boom. And when it gives me the page link, I will copy it, and I'll put it in our chat so you can see what it is. Well, I said I'd do that.
Perfect.
Paste.
You should give people your affiliate link, Scott, in case anyone's paying attention.
Yeah, below the Facebook post is my affiliate link. If you're watching it on YouTube, I've also put in my affiliate link. So anyone that's interested in getting on the early bird list for Audello, since it doesn't actually launch till tomorrow, feel free. And if it's already launched there, it'll take you straight to the sales page. So, like I said, podcasts I think are where everybody's focus is, but I think the capability and the flexibility of this goes well beyond that, and it's something that people can use this for many more things. I put the recording. Are you listening? Are you listening to the recording now?
I'm not listening to the recording now.
Okay, I put the link in the chat box.
I've got the link. I just found it.
So, like I said, it's fairly straightforward, and for something fairly straightforward, we've talked about it for over an hour. So,
God, it's over an hour. Scott, thank you very much indeed for your time.
I'm more than happy to do it. When you said you weren't sold on it, I knew there was something missing, because when I looked at it, I saw the power of it and the functionality of it, and I said, there's got to be something that he's not seeing, and I was more than happy to spend some time going through it and looking at my blank and empty account. So now I have a podcast that I got to start working on so that I don't have an empty podcast sitting around anymore. And if anything's got a better name than Business Lessons from the Man Cave, let me know. I'd be happy to look at different names or change it or whatever. So
Business Lessons from the Cave. No, it's good.
So if you got any other questions, just let me know. I might check and see. Who knows? We might actually have somebody that has commented. Let's see. Isn't there a way to check chat or something on this thing? Control room.
YouTube video. I don't know what the YouTube video is.
Yeah, and if I knew what the YouTube link was. Wait a minute. Where do I
have it somewhere.
Yeah, I had it earlier, but remember it was playing like mad, and I had to get rid of it. Let me see. Well, now it lost us, so that's bad. Oh, there it is. Let us go. All right. I'm going to move this over to my other screen. Oh, yeah. There we go. I like that. Okay, go to YouTube, my Creator Studio. I haven't been in the back end of YouTube in a while either. The Creator Studio has changed quite a bit.
If you look at the history, it should show the last YouTube. But you look for the last YouTube page you looked at in the history in your browser.
Live events, live control room. There it is.
Oh, there we go.
Nope, doesn't appear that anyone's asking questions or comments. So, oh well.
No.
No, well, if you get them later, leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer them. Answer any questions you got. If you got more questions about Audello, there's a Facebook group where they're doing a lot of response to it. Improving things and fixing things. It's Josh. Josh definitely supports the software and he keeps it up to date. And I think there's quite a few things they're going to be adding over the next few weeks that I think will be well worth it. So if you're not. Oh, there we go. You can look at my ugly face again now. See my picture here in my lower third, how young and youthful I look in that? That was when my son was before a teenager, so I really want to go back to looking like that.
Hair dye for the win.
Do what?
Hair dye for the win, Scott.
Yeah, maybe, but I've noticed it's getting thin, too. I mean, that's the part it needs cut, but it is getting... It used to be really thick. I've got now just my belly's thick.
I got none left. This is got a full head of hair.
Well, I know. I saw your picture on Skype, and I was like, that's the same guy? Look at all that hair he's got there. That's amazing. So,
I know. Well, the hair still looks a bit crazy periodically, but there's not very much of it left.
Well, we fight the aging process the best we can, right? To whether it's through our looks or take these out before I choke on them. Unplug it so I can still hear. There we go. So, Justin, like I said, if you got any other questions, man, just let me know. I'll be happy to, if you want to test something out, if you're going to buy it tonight, let me know what your podcast is. And oh, by the way, Justin has a video contest that he's doing. So, if you're on Facebook, post a link to it for anybody that wants to enter. Videos are very easy to do. You can do a Google Hangout. You can pull up in your Logitech 920 and just blast away and put it on there. So, enter into it. He's giving away some cool stuff. If you're not familiar with Justin, where should they go, Justin, if they're not familiar with you?
Go to marketerspassport.com/blog.
Okay, for those that didn't understand that accent, it was marketerspassport/blog. That's marketerspassport/blog. He couldn't find a longer domain name, so he just decided to get that one.
There's .com as well.
Right. It is the .com, so that's fantastic. And right now, I have no websites because I'm in the process of redoing all of mine, and I just stripped them down and deleted them and wiped them out. So the only thing I have.
SDA, you've ruined it all, Scott.
Well, I hadn't touched them in almost 2 years, and things change so much in 2 years that you really start looking at it and go, would I republish that now? Probably not. So. I was switching host, and I decided not to deal with all the mess of backups and restores and all that garbage. I just cleaned them all out, and I do have a couple that I use for internal training purposes for my brick-and-mortar business that are still up and running, but for the most part, AmericanBusinessWeekly.com/Audello is a link that takes you straight to my affiliate link, so if you're interested in that, fire it away. Happy to, and you can find the link down below the Facebook page or the YouTube video. So, Justin, I appreciate your time tonight, man. I've enjoyed talking to you. It's been a long time since we met in, Orlando, and had some good times down there. So, when are you coming back to the States?
I think maybe for Marketers Mayhem in March or May, whatever it is. March.
Unfortunately, if it's in March, it's in the middle of tax season. That's my brick-and-mortar business, so I doubt if I will get out to it. That's on the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Yep. If you've never been to Marketers Mayhem, I've heard that it is a fantastic event. I've never been because I'm still alive, and I'm pretty sure I would die if I went to something like that. So I'm old and out of shape.
In May, Scott, do the math with me.
If it's in May, I might go, but if it's in March, I can't go. So, it's all about the timing. But I'm almost positive it's in March. So you need to get E. Brian Rose to move the date. Just let him know that I can't come then, and they need to change the date. I'm sure it'll make a lot of sense for everybody else. So, like I said, Justin, I've really appreciated it, man. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic and safe trip. If you need anything else, just hit me up. I'll be happy to walk you through whatever I got or show you anything I'm doing that works, and, we can bounce ideas off of each other. And if you pick it up, let Josh know that I talked you into it and twisted your arm and made you, what was it you said, harassed you until you wanted to have it. So,
Scott, thanks a lot.
All right, man. You have a fantastic and wonderful night, man. It was great talking to you.
You too. Talk soon.
All right, man. Bye.
Bye.